Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and thank you, each of you, for your testimony here today, your leadership in so many areas. And Ms. Hummingbird, I will repeat the praise that you have received from the chairman and the ranking member. You have articulated not only a sense of purpose and place, but if there is anyone who would doubt that the benefit of these language immersion programs goes beyond just what happens in the classroom, you have been able to outline it in living and beautiful color. And I just so appreciate that. Ms. Hovland, did I hear you correctly that it's $12 million in ANA grants overall? Was that the right number?
Yes, that's correct, for languages specifically.
I think about what it is that we try to advance through our appropriations process, and to think that through these grants we are achieving outcomes like we are seeing Ms. Hummingbird articulate here. It's not just, again, about keeping a language alive. It is a culture, it is an identity, it is a purpose, a sense of self, and that to me is priceless. And so I think, I'm a fan of what we have seen with the ANA funds, and we're proud that in Alaska we're grant recipients of a couple of these and seeing them move forward. I appreciate what you said, Ms. Hovland, to the chairman about the efforts to try to assist those smaller tribes who are daunted by the prospect of these grant applications, who don't have paid grant writers, who just really don't even know where to start. And so it is a challenge to try to make sure that you are that you're covering all your bases here, but I would just encourage you, if it's a way to streamline the grant process, whether it's training, whether it's some form of assistance to provide for this level of capacity, it's so important that we don't overlook some of these smaller tribes. I thank you for coming to Alaska. I understand you're visiting Fairbanks here pretty soon for this consultation. I do hope that you will have an opportunity when you're up there to get out into rural Alaska as well. It's a beautiful time of year to be out there. And if you need any recommendations as to where you might want to go on your trip, we are happy to help with that. I am glad, though, that you're going up there with this consultation purpose. The U.S. Department of Ed got themselves in a little bit of trouble. They invited Alaska tribal leaders to a national tribal consultation in Kansas City, in Missouri, but it was to discuss a very specific Alaska program. And it was complicated further by the timing. The advance notice that was given, cost and conflicts with subsistence activities really limited the ability of many to travel to that conference. But it was also complicated by the fact that the Alaska Native organizations and the rural tribal consortiums, they also run federally funded education programs, and Department of Ed had unwittingly excluded Alaska Native educational leaders from this tribal consultation. So as you go up there to do your consultation, I just want you to keep some of those things in mind. In the minute that I have, I'd ask for you to perhaps give me some background here in terms of how you plan on engaging in consultation with these rural tribal communities, as well as the Native corporations and the regional nonprofits, to make sure that all the voices are being heard within your administration.
Thank you, Senator Murkowski. I'm looking forward to the trip, and I'll get in touch with you and your staff for some suggestions. So thank you. I am working on a strategy for outreach, and there's going to be different prongs for it. One will be where I'm able to do outreach, but also consultation. As Commissioner, it's a dual role. I'm also Deputy Assistant Secretary for the Administration for Children and Family. And so I ensure that ACF is holding their consultation every year with our tribes, federally recognized tribes. And so that's one portion of it. I will be at those, and I help facilitate the tribal consultation for that. But I also want to do, beyond that, as much meetings. I really, really strongly believe in getting to the communities and meeting with grassroots folks all the way up to leadership. And I want to do that as much as possible, but realistically, I won't be able to get everywhere. So I also want to have meetings within where we can have like a consortium of tribes come and visit. So I want to do that throughout the United States, Alaska, and our Pacific Islands. So whenever I'm going up north, I'll be sure to let you and your staff know, and I would love to have you come along and work together to try to address some of these issues.
Again, I appreciate that, and we're happy to help sketch out any part of a schedule that you're willing to work with us. So thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.